everyone. Very good evening. I hope every one of you have been doing very good. I would really appreciate if you guys can at least revert back with if everything is sounding good and all. Uh, that would be really good. That would be really nice of you if you people can acknowledge that, like, if my voice is all okay and you all are able to listen, right? That would be really good. Okay. Hello, hello. Hi. A very good evening. So waiting for another like quick one minute. Okay, 1 to 2 minutes. That's it. And we are starting with our agenda for today, which is definitely there as an of object detection, right? Okay, the things. Okay, I've just told you the object detections. So I'm just waiting for another quick, like, okay, 1 minute to let everyone join, to let, like, okay, everyone just consider it off, like, okay, and then I think we are ready to go with the things, like, okay, what we wanted to just start with and all these things, right? I'm just looking forward to some of the few more people to the join. Okay, that's really nice of you. I can able to see, like, okay, people are frequently joining, so that's really good of them. Let them join. Okay, so what is the agenda for today? Okay, why do we need to start with this deep learning? Okay, what is an object detections? What is the power of object detections with the YOLO, right? And I would say, obviously, we are just doing what the tools, correct? The meaning of it is considerably, like, okay, starting with so many things, correct? So that could be a relative, right? Okay. An object detection is one of hi Sneha. An object detection, right? Okay, whenever we used to say, that's a very strongest kind of, like, okay, the task what you perform. Okay, very strongest kind of a task as being there. What you probably need, or, like, okay, what you probably start with it. Sometimes we generally used to say that these tasks is either being performed with some cause, okay, and sometimes we generally used to say, like, okay, it's just to aim. Okay, but for us, it is basically uh, for something which you are being using for such a long time, correct? Okay, for like, I would say, for comparatively, like, okay, in a very good formats, okay, in a very good kind of, like, the logics, okay, what you're maintaining, and so things. So unlike, like, image classifications, unlike which is being assigned with a single labels to entirely the different labels and everything that could be there, right? Which assigns into the single label to the entirely different images, correct? So whatever the different images are being there, okay, that has to be related towards the Google Collab or any other source of Google Collab, you can say, right? Okay, now with the rise of it, right? Okay, the main thing is what you need to just try to go with and rise, correct? Okay, just a rise is being required, which classifies each object by just bundling the boxes, correct? Now these kinds of boxes is just, like, okay, remembered with the classifications of the objects. Now you can see the hand. Okay, let's say this is the hand of mine, and, like, okay, you can see that there is a four fingers and one thumb, right? Okay, and I'm able to, like, okay, just give it the classifications about it by just drawing a bounding box, like, okay, around it, where it is, like, rectangle in shape, square in shape, circle in shapes, and everything, right? So with the rise of, like, okay, the deep learning, the object detections has been given a very major kind of an advancement, either we talk about okay the speed or the accuracy, or either we just normally go with something else, correct? Okay, it is just like okay revolving around it. So traditionally we use a method that is har cascade. Another method we use is the hog. The second important okay the library, what we normally used to say is the SVM, right? Okay, these are all of them are being very largely obtained convolution neural network, that is also known as CNN, right? It just normally have a complex criteria. Okay, now for the project what we have today also, it's a very good one. Okay, very good project we have it. Okay, but who what do you mean by YOLO, right? Okay, what is exactly YOLO is? YOLO, the full form of YOLO is basically you only look once, right? The full form states that you only look once, and it was developed by some I would say by some colleagues were there, like okay Joseph Ransom, and that comes into the regression problem, right? Okay, so just designing that does not make sense, but extremely giving it the power to pick it a real time of applications while it is being kind of driving surveillance robotics and all, right? Now the key idea is very good behind that is like there is a technique that is also known, a method you can say, the sliding window, right? The network looks at the ones, okay, and once it is being given a bounding boxes, they're associated with the class probabilities, right? Over the time, there is a, I think one of the person asked me the question, I think that was Bishwajit, okay, right? Okay, that person was like okay whether we wanted to go with a YOLO V1 to YOLO V8, and each of them was having the accuracy, the speed, the feature extraction techniques, and everything, right? And the project was very good. How we just made it process to detect and to classify the object efficiently. Okay, it was just try to use the pre-trained model, just like okay, if I'll say any pre-trained models, okay, do I have? Yes, definitely I do have the pre-trained models and everything. There are always a traditional object detection approaches also. Okay, each and every detection of the objects has been given in a privilege, like let it be like RNN, or like I would say CNN. Okay, the original proposals and all, the classifications and the refinements and everything. Now, before deep learning has been revolutionized completely with the classical machine learnings and everything, uh, that was just the point was being given to us, that what it leads towards a better way, right? Okay, what it tries to get at a better way about it. So the better way is always like okay the image which is being scanned, right? Now this hand of mine is being there and this image is going to get scanned, correct? Okay, or let it be this fist. Okay, this is the fist of mine. Okay, fist is going to get scanned, whatever it's gonna be behind the fist, okay, it's gonna be getting blurred, and what exactly it's going to get at scan, it is basically going to there, right? So it varies with the lightning, the object orientations, okay. Fixed size windows are being there, analyzing like okay to determine where you wanted to contain the object of your interest or not. Let it be, if I'm making a project, right? Let's say like okay if I'm just going to make a project or anything like that, correct? So what is going to happen? Okay, okay, let's say yesterday I forgot to fill the attendance. What I said, attend it. Okay, if you have forgot and all, attend your sessions properly. Okay, uh, fill it on a daily purposes and everything. So right, okay, that's gonna be there, right? So you need to just start with that. Although it's a very simplest kind of a computational way, but still, you must have saw a lot of you people. Okay, you must have saw the overlapping regions. It is per images, feature extractions and all, right? Okay, and there is a features. Okay, I've just told you yesterday. That's an Voila Jones detector. Okay, hair features like the Michael Johns and the Paul Voila. They introduced into the 2001, right? Okay, they basically had one agenda. What is exactly being getting it scanned for as enough features, that's gonna be getting the integral images for the fast computations, right? So there is a face detection techniques also, ADA boost specific like for the object, okay, and all. So it scans for 5 to 7 seconds, okay, and all. And YOLO was a revolutionized for that, like introducing in 2015 to the getting it to the basically the University of Washington, right? So entire thing was just getting it forward passed through the networks. Okay, it was not the self-made. It was just like connecting from the one person to another, and then the same shot was detected. Okay, with that, and then if a person knows grid based predictions and everything, that is basically just a simultaneously what is being appearing, the boxes were appearing, right? Okay, so that was basically what is exactly you need to look like. Now what exactly, how does it work? So there is a four processes to go with it. First of all, the image input. Secondly, the CNN, I would say pre-processing. Third is basically how do you go with the grid predictions, and finally it's being there as a detection you make to produce the final detections, right? But there is I would say some sort of technique is being there, that's gonna be the IOU, that's an intersection over the union, and the confidence is going to be get measured. The confidence is equals to P into IOU of the prediction truth. P is your object, and prediction truth is gonna be there, which is a finding boxes, right? So each of them has the particular sort of a pixels, right? So these kinds of a pixels and everything, 448 into 448 pixels, right? So layers are being there, which is going to get it connected with a feature extractions. Okay, each grid of patterns are being there. Now you will be observing one thing today, like okay, there would be multiple of the images would be there, but it will only select like okay, which is being needed, right? Okay, or which is like exactly going to be there, right? Now let me just show you. Okay, the main thing is to show. It's a Google collab, correct? Right, so this is basically Google collab. Okay, you definitely can open this. Now what exactly we wanted to just start with that is, please focus onto this properly, because this is something if you missed it, like okay, I would definitely say that's gonna be your problem. Okay, very first thing you need to download the dataset. Okay, uh, entire kind of a datasets you need to download it. Okay, okay, so this is going to be the important importing the datasets and everything, that's gonna be there. That's in Kaggle dataset, the self-driving car dataset. So I'm gonna put this code because it's in dataset. Please focus, right? Okay, it's me, right? Okay, please focus on to this. Don't take care about what is important and what is not, right? Okay, so ultimately what is going to be there you will get, right? So what is an inspiration behind that? uh, the purpose is to detect the images by we are going to use the YOLO V8. It's a highest version of it, because nowadays everyone is using 4, 5, 6 and all, but I will tell you like okay, use the version 8 because it's perfectly good for computer technologies related towards the computer visions, image processing, that deals with the detection of the instances, and for the semantic objects, it's related to either the humans, it's related to either to birds, your buildings, cars, okay, in the digital images and the videos. When it comes towards the digital object detection, popular frameworks are being used. That's YOLO, SST, faster in RNs, okay, and all. But I will just put one of them, okay, that why we just start with this, right? Okay, what does it relates, right? The YOLO. exactly. So this is you only look once, so you can read about this. Okay, I have already taught you. Right, so I have just made it viewer. Okay, I'm just sharing the link of the Google Colab with you. Okay, so there is a Google Colab link which I've just shared with you. Right, okay, you can definitely just have a look, and side by side, like obviously the code also. Right, so now we will be just importing some of the very popular libraries that's gonna be there. Import numpy is np import pandas spd cv2 from sklearn dot utils. There is one of the very important one that's in shuffle. The shuffle is going to be putting like your more ignorance kind of like images which is like filtered about. Okay, then you have matplotlib dot patches import rectangles, which is gonna be there outside of your uh, particular image, right? Okay, import matplotlib pyplot. Okay, and finally, you have as import the warnings. Okay, finally you will be having the importing the warnings. Okay, which is going to be there as one of like normal approaches, and then finally you can run it. And the moment you will run, okay, the moment you will just run, okay, it will just start working, right? The moment you did so, okay, what exactly you're gonna do the next is you're gonna import the dataset. The dataset which is very much practically like okay obtained from like training aspects and subjects of YOLO, and 5 classes okay are being there. I'll show you. So you can go to Google, just search for like self-driving cars dataset. Okay, just click over there. There is a data card actually. Okay, so if you see that's x min, x max, x y min, y max, correct? Bishwajit, actually I've explained this yesterday, but still I'll do it once again. This thing I've told you, like okay, whenever we use the matplotlib, okay, patches and importing the rectangle, every single time, okay, we have to make sure that patches provides the shape. Okay, that's the patches such as like rectangle, circle, polygons, eclipse, okay, to your plots. And if you wanted to draw the rectangles, it shows the bounding boxes into the object. So whatever the bounding boxes are being there, x into y, okay, or y into x, okay, and all. So this will be required to put okay over here. So this is a data set, okay, what we need to write it. So what we will be just doing it as we will go back. We will just import this. I'll give it a link to you about the data sets. Okay, this is the data set basically. Okay, the link of the data set. Rest is nothing, you need to write it. And the moment you run this, let me just check what is an issue. Okay, got it. Okay, so now this data set, what exactly we have, it will just randomly say like this does not exist or that does not exist and so and so. It's just like looking, you're loading the data sets, correct? Okay, containing the certain kind of a classes, the libraries, okay, and all. So does not matter. Okay, at the moment I'll run it once again. I'll just check. Just a minute. Okay, hold a sec please. Let it write it once again. It just work upon it. It doesn't matter. I just wanted did it just run. Okay, so now if you see this time the dataset has already been getting it shuffled because there is a numerous of the datasets. Again, numerous of the datasets are being there. Okay, so you just need to write it. Just try to just give it a spaces. Okay, I've written into the same line, but you give the spaces. Okay, over here. The moment you give that spaces, what's next is you're gonna write the classes is equals to df dot class id dot unique print. Okay, classes. So the when you print the classes 31452, what is this basically is, if you see 311131, right? Okay, this is just a classes which has been given. It's in label. Okay, uh, either labels you're just getting it the IDs. Okay, and all. Okay, the pedestrians. Okay, and all. Okay, this is just preventing like okay the ID which is being getting it unique. That's it. Nothing else, right? The classes to be printed according to that, right? Now some of the labeled shuffle dataset, like see a lot of ways are being there. Okay, same if I'll say I purchased a car. Okay, um the name of like okay the car, okay, or the brand name of the car is basically Hyundai, right? Okay, or the Tata. Okay, you also purchase the same car. Okay, you also purchase the same car, and what is going to happen then when we have purchased the same cars and everything? Sometimes it represents like okay it's just depicting into the same approaches, and sometimes like okay I don't want it to print like okay same time you purchase and me purchase the same car like okay of the brand name that's Tata. But don't you think like okay, if I'm printing the same time the same name the brand name and all, I am occupying my space, the memory space. So let it print only one time, but the users okay who are being using it's a different, right? Okay, so this is basically how do you write it. Now the next thing is we wanted to just print the boxes. Okay, uh, labeled into the dataset, so x into y axis from each labeled way. Okay, boxes and all. Okay, and each boxes will be obtaining into the different parameters, right? Okay, into the different kind of parameters and everything it's gonna be there. So this is how we will be writing it. Get the path, images, and the boxes x comma y for each class id. Okay, so the moment we write it we will be writing this line. Okay, and why we are writing this line and all is only for the certain kind of a reasons. Okay, for each kind of a certain kind of a reasons and everything. Now first of all, when you observe, correct, when you just basically going to get it observed with certain kind of another parameters and all, you will definitely observe like okay this is something which is being required, correct? As an of why I've written boxes are going to be around the image, and image is going to be any, okay, image could be of mine, image could be of house, image could be of like cars, image could be of any animal. Okay, and all. So it is just the initialization. So very firstly we are initializing, this is a sign basically of the dictionary. Okay, so we are initializing two empty dictionaries that will be stored into as an of the images, as an of class id, the boxes which coordinates with like okay the images. Okay, and which defines the base image, right? Okay, this is the base path of it which is being there, right? So this is just a direct kind of the directory path which is the images are being getting it stored. Each name of the file should be there. So for us the frame, the file names and everything would be framed like I'm taking an example of 123 dot jpg. Okay, combined with the base path to get the full path while loading it, right? So now one question would also arrive over here, that why we have used the loops. The reason we are looping every class with an object type that's being there for class IDs into the classes. The variable class is just like, okay, over here this is the variable class which is being there, that's class ID, right? Okay. It could be a car, it could be a pedestrian, it could be traffic lights. Okay, the loop runs inside each and every kind of classes, right? Okay, the first row, the df, the class IDs, the class ID dot ilog and all. So df is the data frame, okay, which is most likely to be used as one of the annotations of the data sets and everything. The df class ID, okay, it's just filtering the arrows, okay, towards the best kind of an image is what you wanted to write it. Classes would be there, and ilog 0, it's just occurrence of the first class. Okay, and we wanted to add upon the first row first of all, so that's the main thing. We are writing it as one of the occurrence of the one row, allowing the entire images to hold in a particular order. Then we have is a frame, which is image frames and all. There is 3 parameters I'm using, that's an xmin, xmax, and ymin and ymax. 4 parameters actually. All of them are being the boundary. Okay, when I'll just write this, okay, this is basically your coordinates. Okay, coordinates are being there. Right, okay, these are just like a kind of a coordinates. Okay, that's it. Okay, so the moment you write the coordinates and everything, that's in boundary coordinates would be running it. Now again the coordinates, okay, I'll be writing it just to plot. Okay, what I need to plot it is, I need to plot the model. Okay, I need to write it the models and all. Okay, so the moment I'm just gonna write this, because I've already initiated this boundary box coordinates, xmin, xmax, ymin, ymax, each of them has an order, the boxes and all, for all 4 of them, right? Okay, the moment you run this, okay, because the label is not there, okay, or might be like, okay, we just try to write this kind of a labels in a particular order, okay, in the particular kind of an orders and everything. Okay, that's gonna be there. Actually a bird is there, so okay, so now let it be this one. Okay, but this will come as empty, which is not being there, right? Okay, it will just come like, okay, the emptiest part, defining a dictionary to the maps and all. And the moment you will just try to write the dictionary to the map, okay, don't you think it's been coming just a normal? Okay, it's just like, okay, the normal and all, which is not even looking good, right? Which is definitely not looking good. Right, okay, over here also. Now if you see this one as comparison to the previous one, you're able to say it. Label number 4 towards the label number 5. Correct, okay, over here. So over here also the image is being depicted of the car. Okay, over here also the image is depicted of the car. Label 1, label 3, label 4, label 5, okay, and so on. Label 2. So this is exactly being getting it like what? This is exactly being going to start with the certainly the best of the points. Okay, over here. Just a minute, no? So this will just represent something which is being required. Correct. Again, the things, okay, which is not being required does not matter. Okay, does not matter with that. Just a minute. Just look forward towards that. Just give me a minute. Allow me a minute. Are we done till here? Okay, got it, got it. Chalo. So now the next thing, okay, what we need to just try to write it, okay, as the model we wanted to prepare. Right? Okay. Now this entire model, what we are using one model that is known as Ultra Analytics, right? Pip install Ultralytics. Right now, what is an Ultralytics? Right, pip install Ultralytics and everything. uh, the model we are using it, have you ever used this Ultralytics and everything? Okay, have you ever used this Ultralytics and anyone over here who have used this Ultralytics? Oh, that would be really good if you have used it. Come on, let me know. Have you ever used this Ultralytics? No one, right? No problem, no problem with that. It's totally fine. Okay, so what is an pip install Ultralytics and everything? First of all, this exclamatory sign is being there. That's I would say that's for basically indicating a shell commands, okay, to run the Google Colab on Jupyter notebooks, okay. And then we have to install the Ultralytics with the YOLO package. Okay, now YOLO package is ready to use because we have written Ultralytics, right? It contains ready to use implementations of the YOLO models. Loading the pre-trained YOLO models very easily. Okay, training your own model, performing the object detection segmentations or the, I would say, the tracking formats. So from Ultralytics, import YOLO. The library is being there. You are just going to create load the YOLO models only. What it does help, okay, for you. What is an PIL? That's an basically the model version of Pillow. Okay. It's a model basically. Model Pillow holds the image handling. Right, okay, over here. So this is basically working of the images. Right? This is an operating system, OS, right? Okay, over here. So pathlib is there. The model, we are gonna get it safe. First of all, run this. It will just start loading about it. Okay, the moment you write it, and you will be just it will be helping you to collect, okay, the models and everything. And the moment you just write it, the model is equals to what? Model is equals to YOLO v8m dot pt. Correct. YOLO v8m dot pt. So this is the model which is enabling or helping you out to download it. Right? Right? Now it will just get it results. The model is already running. Now this is the image, the Kaggle input, self-driving one of the image. Okay. Could not fetch the image because it's already preloaded. Okay, results model.predict. Okay, I think model is already working, right? Yes. Let's see what is an issue. Hold a second. Let me just check. results should not be proper, but it's okay. I think we should give a path because of the images there. So one of the image has been depicted, and this is the path of the image what you wanted to write it. Okay, and results saved to this. And if you wanted to see the results, there would be a files. Okay, if you see YOLO 8m.pt. Okay, so this is basically there. This is a file path, okay, of it. This is the samples and all. Okay, it is not required with it. Right. Now I wanted to just get the results into the boxes, right? Okay, so what all the boxes would be there? The very first thing is the result is always providing into the index parameter. Okay, each and every index parameter has to be written for the certainly like obtaining part, right? Okay, and what are the obtaining part of it? What represents the obtaining part? A circle, eclipse, uh, when you're exactly I would say the building of the model is being done. Okay, so whenever the building of the model is being done and all, it will represent the basic amount of criteria. Okay, basic amount of criteria, right? So it should all work. The basic thing is the entire kind of the logics, the entire kind of like okay, the particular amount of logic it should work. So if you will save it also does not matter. We don't need it anymore. Okay, we don't need it anymore. Okay, let it just get it run, and you people can also please run it properly. Running. Okay, not a problem. Now I wanted the results into the box, correct? Okay, don't you think like okay the results into the box will make the particular order? Yes, definitely yes. So what I'll be writing it, I'll write a code for the for result and results. Okay, I did 3 obtaining boxes, mask and props. Okay, results dot boxes, mask and all. I keep with the props. Okay, what we have is the props now. Okay, we will just try to write it. So boxes are basically for the objects to write it into the outputs. Mask is for the segmentation mask outputs. Classes are the probabilities for the classifications of the outputs. So now each of them will be just certain provisional with just certain like okay, writing for the different parameters about it. Okay, in each and every parameter of it will represent for certainly like okay best props. Okay, over here. So kindly just run it. First of all, main thing is running, right? Okay, you do not need to write anything which is being uncertain. Okay, or you do not need to write it something like okay which is not even required, right? Okay, so if it is in computer vision, okay, let's say if it is kind of in computer visions and everything, so it just remain the best outcome. Okay, it will just have the best outcomes of it. Okay, that's it, nothing you need to worry or like okay nothing you need to start with it, right? So I hope this has been run. Can you please acknowledge that if see yes or no? Till here, any questions to anyone, let me know. Till now, any questions to anyone, let me know, please. Come on, come on, come on, everyone. Come on, come on, come on, everyone. Any questions? Right? The codes and everything has been listed. The type of object is 9.0. The coordinates are being there. This is the coordinates and everything. then it's suitably going to be there as an of probability, because of depending upon every single image. Okay, it depends upon every certain sort of an images and everything, which you required to change it. Okay, if the images are not able to get it changed also, try not to mix match it. Okay, try not to mix match it anything, because ultimately it's gonna be your loss, which is not being depicting into your code, as very oftenly you're able to see the results, that how many objects are being depicted. Okay, how many kind of, you can say, coordinates are being there, and coordinates are gonna be for two-way. Okay, x min, x max, y min, y max, correct. So until or unless it's being there, okay, or until or unless, like, okay, you say like, okay, this is being typically required and all these things, it has to just start with the textured one. Okay, if not, then you don't need to just put a point into it, like, okay, that I am writing the code for just the sake of like resultant part. No, uh, your codes are not a resultants, right? Okay, your codes are definitely not kind of a resultants and all. It is basically for you, for writing your best way. Okay, for writing your best criteria about it. Okay, so each and every best criteria of yours, okay, has to remember for the longer utilities, right? Getting my point or not? Are we clear? I think that's probably very good. Okay, now the next thing, uh, what we possibly have to start at, okay, over here is to get the final output. So we have to get the resultant plots, right? Okay, and for the resultant plots, just try to write the two list. Now how many two list we have wanted to write it? Now there is x of y and x of y, so there is four coordinates. Okay, over here if you see it, the coordinates of it, it's probably very much visible with the class IDs, with the items, so with the round into the coordinates. Okay, so there is few of, like, okay, you can say the coordinates are being there, which is exemplary required only then when it is being used into the particular order. Okay, whenever we have been going to use into the particular kind of an orders and anything like that, it has to represent, right? Okay, it's just kind of like, okay, going to get it represent with the box corner. Okay, or with the kind of like, okay, the box orders or anything like that, right? So it has to represent with the classes on a very initial stage, that's a indexing or to zero purpose. Okay, or I would say, if we say like, okay, into the very first order, which is not being helping into the very initial stage and everything like that, okay, you need to remove it. Okay, it does not matter for why you are using, right? Now we wanted to just see three things: object type, coordinates, and the probabilities, right? Okay, over here already the probability we are just trying to get it measure is already getting it depicted also, right? So who says like, okay, this is basically very much required? It is not. Results are being typically not often required. Let's see the final output of your project. So this was an object detection. I hope every single person is being damn excited about it. Now for every car you got it. Okay, for every box you got it now. Okay, this object types, for object kind of like probabilities and everything, right? And finally you will get the results. Let me just check what is the result error. Have a just give me allow me 1 minute. Okay, let me just accept it and run once again. So this image is already being there, which you wanted to write it, and let's plot the results now. Okay, even though the plotting the results will be only for one thing. Now just have a look. Here we are done with our projects. which is the traffic lights with this one, car number 1 2 3 4, traffic light 1 2 3, right? Okay, this is the proper kind of an output, and it's in BGR to RGB. The conversion is being there. Yesterday we did it, the conversions. Just have a look and let me know if any questions are being there till here to anyone. Come on, everyone. Let me know if any questions are being there to anyone. I'm most happy to wait rest at all. Come on, guys. Let me know, everyone. Come on, everyone. If we have anything to ask, and here we go with the project. So this is I'll share once again the notebook link with you. Those who don't have, okay, those who have, like, they're most welcome to stream it live. First of all, open the this Google Colab link. Open it now if possible. Just open this link, please. Come on, guys, let me know. Come on, guys, everyone. Open this particular Google Colab link. Come on, everyone. Any questions, let me know. The difference you required, okay, to be honest, if I'll say the difference what you already have is the unreachable, because about the BRG and RGB, okay, both of them you require in the together way. Okay, both of them you require into the together way, and if it's not into the together way, then you cannot. Why we are forming the array? Sure, ma'am. About it, Josh. Array, we wanted to just start into the logical way. Okay, array is always been created when you have a number of list. Okay, number of objects to be placed. Okay, number of objects. So each of the number of objects you have is to form into the particular order. Okay, if it is being not there, okay, uh, if it's just kind of the normal kind of an approaches and everything, so you need to write that array. Either it could be an array, it could be like a dictionary objects, okay, and all. So this is basically a major rule, you can say, track. Okay, so this is how, like, okay, don't you think, like, okay, if I have the multiple of the cars and all, okay, I need to write that, right? Okay, I need to just start with that too also. So this is going to be premiered. Okay, so this logics has to be there until or unless you don't forget. Come on, guys, let me know if more questions are open. Okay, that's good. If you guys did not open, please keep it, okay, somewhere. Keep it somewhere. Okay, this will help you out. This will definitely help you out. Okay, you can definitely just keep it, okay, yesterday's and today's sheet with you. Okay, that's basically yours. Attendance, I'll give it to you, your attendance only, but it's not mine. But first of all, let me know if any questions are being there. That's it. Okay, no problem. Here you go with your attendance then. I guess. Just hold me a second. Okay, there we go. Okay, here we go with your this particular way. The attendances. Ma'am, import YOLO. YOLO is already imported. So, what it exactly happens is like, okay, whenever you use it, any sort of different libraries, na? So each of libraries are being getting it some sort of reductions, right? So whenever importing the YOLO, respective towards the ultralytics line is officially like kind of the Python libraries only, and YOLO itself mean you only look once, right? Creating, loading, training naturally manually required the architecture, right? Okay. It's okay, you should. Yash. Okay, you already have this. Okay, the link. You can open the link. That's the main thing. You can open this Google Collab link, na? So if you go above, you have the Google Collab link. So that entire Google Collab link belongs to you. Okay, so you can use it anytime, any single way. So that belongs to you only, and it is just for you. And let me just announce one thing more. Tomorrow you have a session, that the boot camp at 7 o'clock. Okay, the session boot camp for tomorrow. That's Sunday. Okay, is on like 7 o'clock. Okay, so please keep it in the mind. Okay, please keep that in the mind. That would be really good of you if you can. Right. Do not, I would say, forget this. Yeah, please. Tomorrow, make sure the timing is. I'll write it myself. Okay. Join at 7 p.m. Okay. I have just wrote that. Got it. So I've written it. The feedback form is already there with you. You may open this Google Collab link. Okay. Any questions to any one of you? Let me know. I'm all here to acknowledge that. Okay. Okay, then thank you guys. Take care. Bye bye. Have a nice day. If you have any questions, you feel free to ask. If you don't have any questions, you may leave the class, right? Or the session, I would say. Definitely. I'm most, and you are most welcome to ask. Thank you, Tejaswini. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, guys.